Yep, Kaizer Chiefs is getting dribbled again. I count 4 situations here and we're going to look at each and every single one of them. Funny enough, I spoke about one of those situations yesterday and today I was proven right, which I actually don't like because that means my team is not doing good business. Anyways, hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Bilo, I am your host, and this is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs. Khosi Football Club. Right. Let's talk about the first and obvious thing. Taban Dube got released by Kaizer Chiefs yesterday. And I said here, was like, Richard Space sitting here and thinking, nah, we're not gonna buy Dube, we're gonna get him for free. And some of you were sitting there saying, I couldn't issue a fan. Today, less than 24 hours later, in Richards Bay, they confirm good, hey, we have signed Taban Dube. He's back at Richards Bay. And in my head, I'm like, now, Richards Bay wanted Udube, but they did not want to pay for Udube, right? Because, well, their financial situation was probably not going to allow them to. And then I think to myself, wait a minute, but Kaizer Chiefs are linked with Upans, who's playing for Richards Bay. So we had something that Richards Bay wanted, and we want something from Richards Bay. Why not say, hey, we're going to give you Udube, and then we're adding some money, and then you give us Upans. To me, it seems like that's a fair enough thing, don't you think? Maybe I'm wrong, Zongchala my comments, but this is classic because I knew it, and I'm not a pro, I'm not a financial expert or a negotiator, whatnot. But I knew Richards Bay were not going to buy Udube. The only way Richards Bay were going to get Udube back is if it was released. And now that's exactly what has happened. And I feel like Kaizer Chiefs could have handled the situation a bit better because now they've paid off a player from his contract. And yes, it was expiring next season. They were not going to use him Vele, but I think they could have done better in this situation. Speaking of situations that I feel Chiefs should have done better in, there's another one because now Kaizer Chiefs, we've talked about this, Uguti. The other target that they're chasing, which I think should have been prioritized, is a defensive midfielder in a form and shape of Sibongiseni Mthethwa. And Sibongiseni Mthethwa has been wanted and linked with the Kaizer Chiefs. Hey, we're waiting for Sibongiseni Mthethwa. AmaZulu have entered the race. Woo! And they are not even my chair is bad. I realized that it's actually not mine. I'm still gonna buy a chair. Anyways, AmaZulu have entered the race. And they want to sign him. And this is not a rumor, right? Because it's not like something that it was written. And no, it was confirmed by assistant coach Yabo. By Kamala Keveleta, I wrote it down here. Usboniso Villagas. Bekulman SAPC Sports, and he says, yeah, the management are literally going after Sibongiseni Mthethwa. Like they come out and they are saying that on live, like SAPC Sports, they are not even hiding it. Ukuthi bayamfuna. Akusikho ukuthi. Because you know sometimes teams, they say, oh, any team would want to have that player. And that's like when they were asking Klopp about Tuguti, would you like to have Mbappe? Obviously, I would like to have Mbappe. But it wasn't that case. It was Nyamfuna. Yes, it's Nyamfuna, and we're finalizing the deal. So now it's clear Uguti, they are confident enough to even come out and talk about this thing in public. And the story that's actually related to that is once again, we have Usakhota with Kaizer Chiefs right now, who was linked with Stellenbosch. I'm linking these two stories because they're related. AmaZulu, for starters, they are most likely to get him. Why? Let me talk about that before I talk about Usakhota. Because one, AmaZulu, they have a new coach. AmaZulu, they have been showing ambition. The way that Ubabu Zungu has been doing things over there. Sometimes we are commonly Chiefs for no reason, but I think it's fine. It's fine, I understand. If you win against a bigger team, you're going to banter about it. But they have ambition, they have a new coach, and they are trying to compete against these other teams. We've seen him, Muguti, that's exactly the direction that he's trying to take. And signing big name players like Abo Sibongiseni Mthethwa is one of the things that they want to do, which, when I think about it, Uguti, there are smaller teams than Chiefs who are trying to be ambitious and get the players that Abo Chiefs are wanting but are not paying for them. Now, it doesn't make sense how this team is more ambitious than us because we should be trying to stay at the top. Actually, we're not even at the top. Go back to the top, but our Amazulu are trying more to go to the top because they're getting the players that we want. Now, what is happening here? Chiefs was approached by Stellenbosch for Sekgotha, and according to Ilatuma, they are saying Chiefs was approached, but nothing will happen. So that deal is not happening in Ndaba Sekgotha to Stellenbosch, who is on his last contract, who is probably not going to be played a lot this season. But we can use that player once again to say, Stellenbosch, your style of play requires Uguti Nishaya account. Sekgotha is a speedy player who will drive in that situation. Here he is. We want a player from you who has 1 year remaining on his contract. Here's an additional money on top of that. Give us Sekgotha. That would solve a problem, don't you think? But no, once again, we've not done that with Sekgotha, and now we are looking more likely Ugutu are going to lose Sekgotha end of this coming season, and we're also not going to get Mthethwa, which means we're going to start the league without a defensive midfielder. It actually feels sad because the more I process this, I see Uguti, yes, Kaizer Chiefs have done good business, some good business this transfer window. I just don't want to sit here and whine about everything. But I feel like they could do better with these other players because we have a lot of other players like Umatlo angazi ukuthi uzodlala phi. Angazi ukuthi have we even tried to get those players kuma negotiations and try to send them out to those other teams, and then we can get the players that we want from those teams. We're going to talk about another player in a moment. But before I do that, please do make sure to like the video because that's what helps me to reach more people like you. By the way, also please share the videos. No comment available because near commenter. Thank you to those who have subscribed. Thank you to those who share the content. Because there's a video of mine that was at 10,000 views last week, and then people started sharing it, and then it exploded. Now it's at 50,000, I think. So yeah, thank you for those people who are sharing on my video. That's how we grow here. So thank you so much. And a special shout out today goes to Usandi Lestole, who is a member of this channel. Once again, being a member of this channel, it's only 20 rands. You get these nice benefits, member shout out, loyalty pages, and priority reply to comments. And when we start having our podcast with fans, those things will also be given our priorities to the people who are already members of this channel. So click on the link on the description or on the comment section, and then you can become a member. And then you will be in this channel in the near future. Right, let's move on to another player that Kaizer Chiefs. Now, I've been saying it's happening, and it has finally happened. Fabrice Ngoma, another defensive midfielder, has officially signed with the Simba, which means that defensive midfielder is no longer available to Kaizer Chiefs, just like the other players that we keep on losing. Once again, I will say this. I am happy with some of the signings that Chiefs have made, most of the signings that Kaizer Chiefs have made. But once again, the season is starting in less than a month, and we still don't have a defensive midfielder. If we do get that defensive midfielder, they are already late for a preseason, and if they do arrive with Chiefs eventually, they will still need to adapt to the team and will probably be somewhere in the middle of August. And we've already played the Sundowns, we'll have already played the Cape Town City in the very crucial MTN 8 game. So that's my only worry about the Chiefs right now, which are not doing the things that we're supposed to do, are not being decisive enough, especially with such an important position. But what do you think about all these things? Let me know down on the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, remember, Khosi. Oh, die gis eindig nooit nie. Alpelo mooi.